Hello and welcome to Niaga Spotlight with me, Tamina Kauschi. Niaga Spotlight goes through the week in business and future affairs, market watch, industries, analysis and insights. We've got you covered right here on Niaga Spotlight. Now this week on analysis, it's a Malaysia Day focus, the very first in our series, of course. Today we are looking at Sabah's social enterprise economy. Now, Sabah's GDP in 2022, to set the scene, reached 81.9 billion ringgit with a growth rate of 3.7%. So this indicates significant potential for rapid economic growth in Sabah. Now, Sabah's GDP composition also shows further growth across various sectors. Now, this underscores the importance of entrepreneurship in strengthening the state's economy. Fostering Sabah's social innovation as well as social enterprise ecosystem can potentially help ensure that grassroots economics remain active and field challenges at the same time are addressed via technology and innovation. To speak with me about all of these topics in deeper detail, I have the absolute pleasure of hosting now Vivianti Sarjuni, who is Chief Executive Director with Sabah Creative Economy and Innovation Center, or CENIC, who is with me in the studios now to discuss this. Vivianti, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us. I'm very happy to be here.
Fantastic. Vivi, it's such a pleasure to have you here, so close to Malaysia Day as well, so I must commend you for making time for us. Let's begin by you perhaps giving me a good overview of CENIC's mission, as well as the role that you have been playing since roughly 2019 in helping to foster Sabah's social enterprises.
Sure. So, Sabah Creative Economy and Innovation Center, or CENIC, is a government agency under the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, Sabah. And the establishment of CENIC is basically to solve the talent gap issues, and
That's right.
and we also aim to accelerate the economy of Sabah through technology, innovation and creativity. And in CENIC we have three pillars, Tamina. We have innovation-driven entrepreneurship, tech startups and social entrepreneurship initiative park under this pillar. The second pillar is technology. This is where we have initiative like digital and IoT Sandbox. It is the first sandbox in Borneo. And we also have creative pillar. I think you also know about this. We have initiative like animation. We want to grow more talent in animation, and we are basically the first Toon Boom accredited training center in Sabah. So speaking about social entrepreneurship, we realize that yes, we do have a lot of challenges in Sabah. I'm not proud to say this, but we are still the poorest in Malaysia. We have the highest unemployment, and we hope that social entrepreneurship can tackle this issue, and the government, especially through its agencies, we are working very hard to find a solution for these challenges, and that is why we have decided to have many initiatives on social entrepreneurship. And our role, our mission is basically to produce as many social enterprises as we can. I'm very happy to share with you that currently we have 89 SEs in Sabah.
Right. Fantastic. And can I ask whether these 89 SEs, actually, Vivi, they were organically coming about, or how many of them perhaps did CENIC also, as well as the State Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation? What role did they play for these 89 that exist at the moment?
Yes, so we try to identify initiatives that can help them grow, that can help them scale to the next level. So when we focus on capacity building, so when I say capacity building, it covers initiative like maybe market access, funding facilitation, maybe for example like send them to learn about other SE ecosystem in Malaysia and beyond Malaysia. And if I may share with you, before 2020, maybe we had just about maybe 15 social enterprises, and it's very nice to know that we have a good 89.
Close to 100 now.
Yes, yes. And we are trying our very best to also influence more stakeholders, strategic partners in the ecosystem to support our social enterprises, not only just CENIC and the ministry, but corporate, academia, and the NGO, for example. Yeah.
Understood. And also, I'm very curious to ask, have you discovered or observed a certain trend in the types of social enterprises which are attracting Sabahans towards a specific sector within social enterprises?
Yes.
Or is it pretty well balanced?
I must say, through our observation and through the data that we have collected, majority of these SEs are in agriculture and tourism.
Understood.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So I think that is also extremely valuable data when it comes
Definitely.
to how the ministry aims to then support the interventions, as well as Scenic's thoughts on that. Do you feel that there is room for these many agricultural as well as tourism-related social enterprises, or is it going to be something like a survival of the fittest almost?
If I get your question right, so basically if there's any room for them to improve or to scale to the next level, maybe I can also share the how to say this, like maybe people were skeptical before in the beginning.
Okay. All right. Why were they skeptical?
Yeah, because they think SE is just, social enterprise is just another SE, another business model.
Another business
model. It won't scale, you know. So I beg to differ, because previously I've seen how social enterprises have changed so many lives, have improved have helped the community in general, and of course, in Scenic, we try to see how we can scale these social enterprises to the next level by, give more awareness on social innovation. So, like I've mentioned before, under IDE, we do have, tech startups. So in Scenic, we try to get tech startups to to collaborate with the social enterprises and see how their solutions can help the SEs to grow to the next level or scale their business. Another example is maybe digital economy for a start. Right, so in Scenic, we try to go to as many rural areas we can, especially maybe I can share with you, Tamina.
Sure.
I'm very proud with our sister agency, Sabahnet. They have deployed 300 Starlinks in the entire Sabah, especially in the rural area, and in Scenic, we hope to bring more programs, capacity building programs to these sites.
Because one thing which, of course, most social enterprise would require for their business to be going on in a smooth manner would be internet access, high speed as well, right?
You're right.
Okay, fantastic. Let's move on now into perhaps you could share how Scenic initiatives have been impacting our local communities in Sabah, and if you've got any stories in particular that are not just close to your heart, but are good working examples of what's been happening.
Right. So, like I've mentioned before, it's not easy to bring this SE agenda to Sabah. People were skeptical. They don't trust this business model, but we were very persistent. In Scenic, I told my team, let's just continue to organize as many programs as we can, collaborate as many as with strategic partners, and because we need the data, right? So,
absolutely.
So we also make sure that we measure the data from each initiative because, like I said, data is important and we need the data to influence the stakeholders, especially government or maybe corporate. And you basically know that you are on the right track, Tamina, when the SEs or maybe their beneficiary come to you and say, I am no longer in hardcore poor category. I could send my kids to school.
That's right, exactly. Yeah. Those are real, tangible impacts. And you know what, I resonate with that because I remember actually visiting on site social enterprise Sabahan showcase that was held at the Telecom Malaysia Museum. And this was sometime last year. And having spoken with a couple of the entrepreneurs, for example, you're going to see, you're going to probably meet one showcase entrepreneur, but she likely employs or has with her working collectively 10, sometimes 30 families. And each of those families then being being uplifted out of poverty, that is the true social change that comes with it, right?
Absolutely. And I'd like to share with you as well that through all of this initiative since 2020, Sabah is now ranked at top 3 for the number of accredited social enterprises by KUSKOP. So KUSKOP is Kementerian Usahawan dan Koperasi Malaysia. It's a federal ministry. And just a little bit of context, SE accreditation is a formal recognition that certifies SE meeting specific requirement by KUSKOP, and they must demonstrate the commitment to social impact alongside the financial sustainability. And to give you a little bit of maybe breakdown, we have 26 aspiring SEs, 34 SE basics, and 2 SEs accredited. So maybe I can highlight also one of our social enterprise. I'm very proud of her. She's Eva Vianney from Tambunan. Her social enterprise is Wagas DRC. So basically what she does is through her Wagas DRC, she empowers rural paddy farmers on financial stability, sustainability, and at the moment she is focusing on how to integrate technology and innovation into her business model, or into the social enterprise daily activities to maybe increase the productivity of the farmers.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that one highlight story, Vivi. Now I think I want to dig a little deeper into the rougher part of it. Let's move on into looking at some of the key challenges that social enterprises in Sabah are facing, and also if you have anything to update us with regards to the fact that the Ministry of State Science, Technology and Innovation, they're also due to launch a social enterprise blueprint. How do you hope that these efforts integrated are actually going to assist with that key pain point, sustainability?
Right. So I'd also like to highlight that the landscape of the SEs in Sabah is not the same as the landscape of SE in Kuala Lumpur
or in Semenanjung, not at all.
It's not the same. The founder of the SE in Sabah, they are from the underprivileged or underserved community.
That's right.
And usually, oftentimes they are lagging or maybe like skills in business acumen or digital or technology, and solutions, usually solutions from Sabah is often fall short of federal funding prerequisite, Tamina.
Understood. So basically when we're looking at, those big tranches which go out, let's say like under budget 2024, around 44 billion ringgit was allocated for SMEs, MSMEs, etc. How much of that actually then flows down into the East Malaysia and specifically Sabahan ecosystem, or does it at all?
It's very tricky to answer, basically, because like what I mentioned to you, our SEs often fall short of the prerequisite for the funding, right?
Yeah.
So that
so scaling
is why
them up, hopefully.
we do have some fund from the government, the federal government. In total, I think I can share with you that we have about 4.8 million of investment raised or funding raised from for our SE from various funding agencies. And that is why when you mention about the blueprint, because of the different, or the challenges in Sabah that is different from Semenanjung, Malaysia, we have decided to work with Institute of Development of Research Sabah, IDS. It's the think tank of for Sabah state government, also together with My Harapan, to complete the Sabah SE ecosystem blueprint, due to complete in maybe Q1 latest in next year. So we hope that this SE ecosystem blueprint for Sabah can achieve some milestone, and maybe we can identify tailored approach in addressing local challenges in Sabah, and maybe this information can also be given to the federal government so that they can maybe improve the policies, or maybe come up with very curated initiative specifically to address the challenges.
Exactly. And I've got some further follow-ups on that, right, Vivi? So we spoke about the different popular sectors in Sabah for social enterprises, namely agriculture and tourism. Do you see potential in any other sectors which hopefully some of the upcoming SEs will actually take up?
Sure. I see the potential in creative industry.
Right.
Yes. In Scenic, I know there are many pillars under creative industry, but also because also we are doing animation, right? We can see a lot of talents from the rural areas, and I can see that quite a number of animation production companies in Malaysia, in Sabah specifically, are trying to tweak the business model towards SE as well.
Understood.
And at the moment, we're very grateful. We have about maybe 30 junior animators right now. We have trained them through Tunbum Industrial Bridging Program, and some of them have already worked with companies, international animation production companies.
That's right. I think that's testament to the quality of their work as well. So
yeah.
so looking beyond, of course, looking at the digital economy, is there a specific age group that hopefully also gets involved with social enterprises? I'm specifically actually asking you about the fact that, well, Malaysia-wide, we also are at the stage of having an aging population. Do you notice that there are any SEs that are already existing in Sabah, or that you hope to exist, that will also encourage those in their golden years, and also being very cognizant that poverty and being underserved in the community impacts you much harsher when you're elderly?
It's very interesting when you ask this question, actually, because I can say like a good maybe more than 10 social and the SE founders came to me and say,
right,
because they are from the group between 40 to maybe 50 years old, and they are quite worried because some of the maybe funding or loans have this age restriction.
That's right, correct. Those upper age limits,
they are
right?
worried because they've just started, and how about, in the next 5 to 10 years, who's going to
be able to front it? How do you propose we potentially can work around these issues to ensure that no one's actually being left behind, Vivi?
Sorry?
How do we ensure that no one's actually being left behind when it comes to these challenges? Because yes, we are having an aging population. The reality is also that we are living much longer than we used to. So how can we ensure that the seniors in Sabah are starting off these social enterprises, but within the next 5-10 years, when they're still around, healthy, they are also still able to contribute?
Yeah, I think it requires strategic collaborations with other ministries as well. Definitely, corporates and academia to do more research and maybe find some solutions to this challenge. I'm not sure if I really answer your question, but I think the most important part is to get everyone to come together and discuss further on this topic and find, what are the potential solutions to address this issue. I think we work very closely with other ministries like Jabatan Kebajikan Masyarakat and other ministries as well. And I'm very happy that every quarter we will do like a roundtable to discuss this, challenges, and I hope that we continue to do that in Sabah.
Yes, that's right. So looking at the near future as well, what areas have you seen that on the occasion of Malaysia Day as well, something that brings us hopefully closer together as Malaysians? What opportunities are you seeing for social enterprises to contribute to the spirit of not just maintaining Sabah's cultural roots, but also advancing the movement of serving underserved communities?
So basically, with the potential of social enterprises to advance their initiative, right? So we in Scenic, as an agency under the Kementerian Science, Technology and Innovation, under the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, aims to continue to work progressively in identifying what are the best programs, most suitable programs to help them to grow their business. And I think I can share with you, even since 2020, we are very grateful with the support by My Harapan Foundation as well, which they have connected us with the Nobel Laureate Prize winner, Professor Muhammad Yunus,
that's right,
current interim president of Bangladesh. So He has been helping us to drive the SE ecosystem in Sabah. We've been mentored by him as well, and so our role in CINIC is basically to continue to find ways and creative ways to support our SEs. We will continue in maybe looking for more state funding to support our SEs. In the past, we have sent our SEs to other countries as well, including Japan and Indonesia, Singapore.
To learn from the ecosystem.
To learn from the ecosystem, to learn about their success story, even including their failures.
Understood.
Yeah.
So let's focus in a little bit on the fact that when it comes to Sabah, of course, no state is a monolith. And with Sabah in particular, there are significant challenges when it comes to accessibility. I'm talking about geographic accessibility. So how have perhaps certain SEs who are already in the ecosystem overcome these challenges? Because not everybody, of course, is located in the capital city, right? So how do the ones who are further afield actually able to overcome some of the daily challenges which face you when you're a little bit more rurally centered?
You mean like, for example,
Further
how to access them and provide them with the support, right? So it works both ways. I think in CINIC, under the ministry, they have this e-Desa initiative. So we have about 31 e-Desas in Sabah.
Right.
So in CINIC, what we do, we basically help the ministry to go to each and every e-Desa and try to bring in more programs, capacity building programs with these people. For example, like the maybe SE programs, or awareness on SE, for example. And also, we also want them to learn more, to get out from the rural area and come to the city center and network with people over there. So sometimes we
and
also
benefit
provide,
from that, yes.
Correct. So we allocate some budget as well to bring them out from the rural and come to KK. Not only KK, in fact, we have, I've mentioned before, we've sent them to Kuala Lumpur, and some of them, it was their first time to come to Kuala Lumpur.
And that adds value because also the idea is not to remove them from where they are originally coming from, but so that they can take back and perhaps foster those connections.
Yes, I think I want to highlight on that as well. I think it's okay for them to stay in the in where they are in the rural area. It's okay, and I think what we want to achieve, that's why we have Starlink. We have tried to improve the infrastructure in the rural area, because we want them to realize that internet can be the tool for economic growth, and we want them to like grow the economy in the rural and maybe provide more job opportunities in the rural, so the young ones don't have to go to the city center. Like on a large scale, what's happening right now in Sabah is the brain drain. Like people like me, when I was 19, I flew to Kuala Lumpur to find more opportunities here. And we don't want that to happen, and that's why we have that animation project as well, so that they can, the animator can work remotely for the animation production company. They don't have to go out from KK. So that is, I think personally, is my hope as well.
That's right.
It's okay to be in the rural.
Absolutely, and we should help to, I feel, foster the ecosystem that gives young Sabahans the option to choose. You don't have to leave Sabah unless you want to. Vivi, I have to at this juncture ask you now, how important do you think the building of this social enterprise ecosystem is to also helping uplift indigenous identity and culture in Sabah?
Yeah, so we have quite a number of social enterprises that is championing this mission to preserve the cultural
roots and origins.
In Sabah, and we really need that actually, so I think one of the initiatives that we have done is also to combine maybe technology to preserve this the identity, our identity in Sabah. And maybe I can give an example. Recently, we collaborated with Sabah Art Gallery for Bayu Seni Digital. So that is basically a program where we combine arts and technology. And of course, we want to encourage as many social enterprise in this sector as many as we can, and I
and
hope
highlight,
more.
yes, exactly,
Yeah.
the background. Could I ask that we end our discussion, Vivi, at least, with you telling us about Semai Summit Sabah 2024, which is happening towards the end of the month.
Yes, so we are very thankful for Chamber of Social Enterprise Development, CSED, as well as Purpose Malaysia, because this is their initiative actually. They have started in Kuala Lumpur back in, I think, July, and they have invited CINIC to be the host city in Kota Kinabalu. So it is happening on the 24th and 24th to 25th of September. In SIC Kota Kinabalu, and we hope that, you know, not only people from Sabah but maybe SE or stakeholders from Kuala Lumpur can also come and learn about our ecosystem, especially from the government. I hope the federal government can also support this initiative. I have sent them an invitation to come, and I hope they can maybe learn from our ecosystem and maybe you know, improve the current policy that they have to be more inclusive towards Sabah and Sarawak. So again, you know, please do come to Semai Summit in Kota Kinabalu, 24th to 25th September, and thank you CSED and Purpose Malaysia for including us in this initiative.
Fantastic. Vivi, thank you so much for the really insightful conversation around Sabah's social enterprise economy. I think we could go on and much more in depth, but at the same time, we wish you all the very best, not just in light of upcoming Hari Malaysia. Selamat Hari Malaysia to you
Selamat
as
Hari
well.
Malaysia.
Once again. All right. Well, we now close out with a video message from Datuk Muhammad Hanafia Muhammad Kasim, who is Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation in Sabah. Firstly, of course, Selamat Hari Malaysia to all our viewers, and we'll see you next time on Niaga Spotlight with me, Tamina Kausji. Let's roll the video.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good day, everyone. I am Hanafia, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Science and Technology and Innovation Sabah. I would like to say a few words on Social Enterprises Program, which we have been discussing and planning for implementation in Sabah. As a government representative, my hope for social enterprise in Sabah is to see them thrive as key players in driving sustainable development and community empowerment. By providing the necessary support and resources, we aim to foster innovation and create job opportunities and address pressing social and environmental issues. As probably some of you may have known, Sabah has one of the highest unemployment in Malaysia. Now, the social enterprise is very much one component towards digital economy, which is the national agenda. We facilitate this program through various assets that we have all over Sabah, including bringing centers of innovation like Sandbox closer to our rural area where most talents are actually where they reside. And my wish for Malaysia is to continue building a robust ecosystem where social enterprise can flourish, and in doing so contribute to a near inclusive and resilient nation. We hope that this program will facilitate our rural area, the communities, to explore and fully enhance their talents with facilities and technological facilities, as I mentioned earlier, towards digital economy setups. And we hope this will bring a serious income benefit for our the communities in Sabah, especially in the rural areas. This is my message for Malaysia. We invite and welcome any collaborative partners who are interested to join us into these digital economic programs that we have. Together, we can create meaningful change and uplift communities across the country. Happy Malaysia Day.